Hi, I'm Herman van Papendorp and I head up investment research and asset allocation at Momentum Investments. In today's Momentum Minute, I'd like to give you a glimpse into our asset allocation process that underlies the asset allocation views that we portray in Momentum Investments client portfolios. Broadly speaking, our top-down asset allocation process consists of two steps. Firstly, we assess the likely fundamental prospects for the local and global economies and financial markets. We then determine the extent to which these prospects are discounted and priced into asset classes. In our asset allocation process, we distinguish between two types of asset allocation, namely long-term strategic asset allocation and shorter-term tactical asset allocation. Let's first briefly discuss strategic asset allocation. Here our investment horizon is around 10 years and we follow a scenario-based approach in order to get to the likely outcomes in the long term. Now, why do we use a scenario-based approach? This is mainly because we acknowledge that the future is by nature unforecastable, and it would thus be foolish for us to try and produce investment returns based on one future envisaged outcome. As such, we therefore prefer a scenario-based approach where we look at the future with probabilities attached to each of our three main macro scenarios, currently called muddle through, which is our base case scenario, reflation, our best case, and deflation, our worst case outcome. Under each scenario, we provide likely ranges for key global and South African economic variables and provide likely strategic asset class outcomes. Our portfolio solutions team then uses these scenario outputs to construct portfolios that got the highest likely probability of producing client returns in line with the client goals in terms of suitable risk and returns within an outcomes-based investment framework. In a future Momentum Minute, I will discuss in more detail the current scenarios that we have. Now let's discuss tactical asset allocation. Why is this of any value? Well, it's valuable because there are often significant divergences between asset prices and the fundamentals of asset classes. And this provides us with short-term tactical opportunities to try and enhance returns for clients. So how do we do tactical asset allocation? Well, firstly, we monitor the likely short-term implications of the global and local macroeconomic environments for asset classes, for example, for global equities versus global bonds, for fixed income globally, for commodity prices, for currencies, and so forth. Secondly, we take note of those asset classes that typically outperform and underperform during the current stage of the global and South African business cycles. Thirdly, we then analyze the current absolute and relative asset class valuations in a variety of ways in order to determine the margin of safety currently embedded in asset class valuations. After our valuation analysis, we then compare our expected return ranges with the inherent risks associated with each asset class in order to arrive at our active asset allocation position recommendations. Finally, we try to roll our tactical asset allocation positions into our long-term strategic asset allocation views over time. I hope that our chat today gave you a good glimpse and some helpful insights into our asset allocation process that underlies the asset class positioning throughout Momentum Investments client portfolios. I look forward to engage with you regularly in future about investment-related issues.